Well, good Tuesday morning. It is November the 28th. Here's what we have for you this morning. A person was killed on the Red Hill Parkway, closing it in both directions.
Israel and Hamas have agreed to extend their 4-day truce in Gaza another 2 days.
And Jennifer Lopez's first solo album in a decade officially has a release date. And we have the official significant snowfall for some in Ontario today. Good morning, Brian Wood.
Yeah, good morning. Today could be a dicey day, particularly on the roads. We're already getting some flurries here this morning, and those flurries are going to intensify to some snow squalls for the day today. Snow squalls, of course, that's what happens when you get those strong winds coming across the lakes, picks up moisture over the water, the winds do, and then when they hit the other side of the lake, bang, that's where they drop the snow. They could even penetrate into the horseshoe. Hamilton could get 5 centimeters of snow today, more tonight, again 2 to 4 centimeters for tomorrow. So that's Hamilton. Halton could get a little bit less. Niagara a little bit more. Simcoe and Cayuga have a snow squall watch in effect. Same for Brantford. Brantford could get 10 to 15 centimeters of snow today into tonight and tomorrow. So it's going to linger for a couple of days. But by the time we get to Thursday, sunshine and 6. So it'll be gone. So put up with what we will get today, tonight, and tomorrow. Be careful on the roads. Winter driving skills you're going to need for the next couple of days, particularly if you're driving to the north where Barrie could get a foot of snow, 30 centimeters of snow for the day today. Okay, we'll talk about the weather coming up. Looking at traffic. Here's the 403 in Waterdown Road. We always start with our camera. That's the way it looks right now. No problems right there. As I said, we've had some flurries. We're getting some snow into our area around Clapperson's Corners. They're adjusting the Red Hill Creek camera. Oh, gee, I hate it when they do that. Vertigo. Here's the Toronto-bound lanes coming towards us around the bend there. We'll flip ahead to the top of the Burlington Skyway. Nothing there. Same with east of 4th. Just some greasy roads from the flurries that we've had. Be careful. Weather and traffic coming up in detail in just a few minutes. Right now, we'll check the news.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. Well, we stay in the roads because police are investigating an early morning fatality on the Red Hill Parkway. That's between Barton Street and the QEW. That's where you find Simone Gavreau is joining us live from the scene with the latest on what we know. Good morning, Simone.
Hi, good morning, Tim. Well, yeah, right behind me is where the Red Hill Parkway is, and right now police are on scene. They've been here all morning since this collision happened, and there's a heavy police presence as well, but police are investigating the area near here. They're taking pictures, and they've been looking around the area with flashlights this morning. Now, police did confirm that one person was killed on the Red Hill around 2 a.m. Police haven't released the name of the person killed yet or the details of this collision. Now, because of this, the Red Hill is closed between Barton and the QEW as the investigation continues. The southbound lanes from the QEW to the Red Hill are closed, and the northbound lanes at the Red Hill and Barton are closed as well. So police say that they are hoping to reopen the road here at the highway in this morning after the investigation continues, but right now they are here on scene. That car right over here just pulled up as they are investigating what took place early this morning around 2 a.m. Annette, I'll send things over to you.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, Niagara Regional Police are investigating a murder in Grimsby. Police were called to a shooting at an apartment building near Concord Place and Windward Drive around 5:30 yesterday. A man taken to hospital from that apartment building died of his injuries. His name has not been released. Police haven't said anything yet about a suspect or a motive.
Hamilton police have arrested a 25-year-old man in connection to a killing downtown yesterday morning. But police say at this point no charges have been laid. Officers, they were called to outside First Ontario Centre on York Boulevard. This happened around 8:30 yesterday morning. Police say they found a man in his 50s at the scene who had been stabbed in the chest. He was taken to hospital where he later died. 25-year-old man was arrested just a few hours later. He's described as white, wearing dark clothing, and was seen on foot running through Jackson Square. Police would not say if the stabbing is connected to nearby encampments. Police are still investigating to determine what exactly did happen and are asking anyone with information to contact a detective.
A deal reached between the Ontario government and City of Toronto is going to see plans to redevelop Ontario Place move ahead It will also pay for 55 new subway trains.
After weeks of productive discussions, we've agreed to a game-changing historic new deal. The deal will provide the city with up to $1.2 billion in new operating supports over the next 3 years.
Funding will also go towards 2 light rail lines, more homeless shelters in Toronto, and additional officers on the transit system. As part of the deal, Ontario will take control of 2 Toronto highways, the Gardiner and the Don Valley Parkway. The deal is conditional on matching money from the federal government to give Toronto a total of $7.6 billion in capital relief.
Ontario's housing minister has shot down a request from big city mayors to change funding criteria so more would qualify for housing infrastructure cash. The province hosted what it builds as its first annual housing forum yesterday, bringing together a wide range of people and organizations to get ideas on how to spur new housing. Last month, Ontario's big city mayors asked the Ontario government to base eligibility for the fund on how many building permits municipalities issue rather than on the number of housing starts. The idea being that municipalities can't control when work actually starts. When asked if he was still considering that request, Housing Minister Paul Calandra said no. Well, Burlington Mayor Marianne Mead-Ward said the decision is short-sighted. That means many municipalities will lose out on 2023 funding.
The life expectancy in Canada fell last year for the 3rd year in a row. Statistics Canada says data shows the average Canadian lived 82.3 years in 2019, falling to 81.3 years in 2022. Cancer and heart disease were the leading causes of death across the country, accounting for nearly 42% of all deaths in Canada last year. COVID-19, though, was the 3rd leading cause of death for Canadians, overtaking accidents and unintentional injuries for the first time since the start of the pandemic. A temporary truce between Israel and Hamas has been extended another 2 days, and that's thanks to international mediation. Qatar made the announcement on what would have been the final day of the original 4-day ceasefire. 11 more Israeli hostages have been freed by Hamas yesterday, and 33 Palestinian prisoners were released by Israel and then taken by bus to the West Bank. In total, Hamas has freed 50 Israeli hostages, and Israel released 150 Palestinians from its prisons in the last 4 days. This troop also brought more shipment of fuel and supplies into Gaza.
All right, we shift our focus into sports, and we start our sports tour on the ice in Ottawa. As the old saying goes, went to a fight last night and a hockey game broke out as the Sens hosted Florida, and Sens captain Brady Tkachuk hosted older brother Matthew. And they treated it like a battle in their basement, with their grandma in attendance not liking it.
Brady Tkachuk has got it. He's got to get around the stick. Now there shoots. Bobrovsky to save. Bumps into him on the way to the net. Kulikov goes after Brady Tkachuk. The bumps are already up. Everybody piles in, and here we go.
There they went. The game had the most penalty minutes of the season with 167. Every player on the ice in this melee got a 10-minute misconduct. Look at Grandma. Oh, not happy. That is Brady and Matthew's grandma, who was at the game, not too happy with all the fighting. Now, here's the two of them having a brotherly chat. Brady on the left, who plays for the Sens. Matthews on the right, who plays for Florida. I can hear my mom just saying, I don't care what you do to each other, just make sure you take it outside. Well, they took it to the ice in front of a national audience. Mom, Matthews Panthers won this brotherly battle as they shut out the Sens 5-0. Florida is in Toronto tonight. Oh, there's Dad.
VC sends it ahead. Gustafsson in on the rush. Pass across. Oh, Lord, how did he make that stop?
Not really sure how Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen made that stop. Let's have another couple look as he robs Jimmy Vesey with a sure goal in the 3rd period at the Garden in New York to preserve the Sabres' lead over the high-powered Angels. Yeah, I just got that paddle on it, all part of 25 stops from the one they call Oopie, as he led his Sabres to a 5-1 win. NHL All-Star Game is in Toronto this coming season. Actually, it's in February, and it was announced yesterday that they were returning to the players' draft that we saw a few years back when former Leaf Phil Kessel got picked last, much to the delight of some of the players. He did receive a new car for getting chosen last, but it's all part of an expanded weekend announced yesterday, which includes a 3-on-3 women's game from the upcoming PWHL League. 2024 marks the 9th time Toronto will host the annual event, first time since the year 2000.
Play clock at 4. Good snap, good hold, good kick. Bears are back on top with 10 seconds to go.
Yeah, Monday night from the NFL, bit of a dud for Minnesota as Cairo Santos would make a 30-yard field goal with 10 seconds left to give the Dub Bears a 12-10 win over the Vikings. Sloppy affair with Vikings QB Joshua Dobbs throwing four interceptions as Minnie falls to 6-6 in the year. Bears QB Justin Fields wasn't too much better, losing 2 fumbles, but did set up the game-winning drive. Bears moved to 4-8, wraps up week 12 of the season. We wrap up our sports line on the hard court in Philly as it started with a special night for LeBron James and his Lakers as he became the all-time leader in minutes played in the NBA, surpassing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with 66,319 minutes. This after he surpassed Kareem in the all-time scoring record last year. There was another record maybe he wasn't as proud of. The Sixers beat the Lakers by 44 points, 138-94, which was the worst loss of his career.
Owie, owie, owie. Okay, 6:11 is the time, 28th morning of November. It's Tuesday, and we've got some light snow. It's happening right now, so be really careful heading out the door this morning. Driving, roads are going to be slippery. They're going to be greasy. Winter driving skills, get them back into gear once again. Looking at the 403 and Waterdown Road, getting busier now, but no problems right there. The link is okay. The Red Hill Valley Parkway, we have a collision. And it's affecting both north and southbound lanes around the Barton Street area. Simone is on the scene, and she'll be giving us details coming up on that. But just remember, there's problems there around the QEW. Looking at our MTO traffic cameras, let's go to the QEW in 7th and St. Catharines. No problems as far as vehicles or volumes concerned, just that greasy road condition. Red Hill Creek looks good. West of Brant Street all the way through the Ford plant. Nothing going on as far as traffic problems except on the Red Hill Valley Parkway, as we mentioned. Oh, the temperature this morning. Yes, it is chilly. -6 is our temperature. Wind chill -13 because those winds have stayed strong overnight, and we do have some light snow. No problems with air quality. Once again, low risk category. Here's what we're looking at for our bus stop forecast for the day today. We're going to climb to -2, but the Hamilton area could get 5 centimeters less for Halton Peel, Toronto. But more, 5 to 10 centimeters possibly for parts of Simcoe into Cayuga. Here's the snow squalls that we've been getting across the lake. Those are those blue areas. You can see how they're intensified the lee of Lake Erie, Georgian Bay, even penetrating into the Horseshoe. So what we have is that westerly flow, strong westerly flow, and that's picking up all the moisture from the lakes, giving us the snow squalls, and they're going to continue today, tonight, into the day for tomorrow. So today's temperatures with that 2 to 5 centimeters. 2 for Halton, a little bit more for Hamilton, Niagara, 5, but cloudy skies, temperatures -2 to 0. Tonight, temperatures right back down to, well, -3 for Niagara, not too bad there, -5 to -7, another 2 to 5 centimeters overnight tonight. And then tomorrow, we're looking at 2 to 5 centimeters for some areas tomorrow, +2 for Niagara, but -1 to 0. A little bit of sunshine is possible for Halton Peel, Toronto tomorrow. Temperatures 0 to +1 for Toronto. So out the door this morning, yes, we do have some light snow. It is windy. Temperature, though, -6, wind chill -13. I know Emily's loving this. Annette, Tim.
Hey, thank
Just
you.
poking a little fun there, that's all.
Like, I've got my eyes are watering. I don't know if it's tears or from the cold or what.
Well, look forward to the next 4 months.
It's fine. I looked out the weather window and
Yeah.
it's coming down decently. Like
Yeah.
it's accumulating on surfaces.
Maybe you should have booked your trip to Key West like
Now?
much later.
I know. I'm a winter baby. Okay, but coming up on Chit Chat, we are going to sit down on the couch. We're going to talk about Taylor Swift. Again, we're going to talk about.
It's like daily thing. We don't
Tuesday,
even need
right?
to say
Tuesday,
it. Yeah, we don't even need to say it.
It's Tuesday, so we
It's
must be
just
talking about Taylor Swift. Jennifer Lopez, and you can get some of your favorite items from The Big Lebowski.
My favorite movie ever?
Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. We'll see you at the couch in a little bit.
I'll be there.
We'll see you after the break with some business news, and there's been a lot of focus on supply chain since the pandemic shortages. We'll take a look at some of the moves being made around the world to tackle the issue. Ooh, gather around, kids. I have some numbers to show you. Canadian dollar is up 18 basis points this morning, sitting at 73.63 cents U.S. Gold up almost $2, 2014.30 an ounce. Crude oil up 88 cents. getting closer to $76 a barrel. Off to Europe we go. Hello, Europe. Markets are down across the board. London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
I've got some numbers too.
Oh, yay.
In Asia, the markets were down today in Tokyo and Hong Kong, up in Shanghai, just slightly. Checking North American markets, the TSX lost 70 points yesterday. The Dow dropped 57, and the NASDAQ was down by 10.
So glad you're with us on this Tuesday morning. Here's some other business news, and let's start locally because Red Hill Shipyards is investing $107 million to expand projects at the company's Port Weller dry docks with additional funding from the Ontario government at $3.4 million. Ontario Economic Development Minister Vic Fedeli was in Hamilton yesterday to make the announcement.
We're so pleased to see the expansion and the growth here at Red Hill. We will always support local manufacturing champions as you grow and you create these great jobs locally in all of the cities that you're in.
So the investment is going to create 30 new jobs in the region.
U.S. President Joe Biden has launched a new council to strengthen supply chains and give consumers a break.
Let me be clear. To any corporation that's not brought their prices back down, even as inflation has come down, even as supply chains have been rebuilt, it's time to stop the price gouging.
The Supply Chain Council is meant to prevent another shortage of consumer goods that happened during the pandemic from happening again. Council is made up of senior White House officials and cabinet ministers. Biden also announced new legislation to help deal with prescription drug shortages. That move will permit $35 million of investment for manufacturing key medicines.
Meanwhile, China says it's willing to build closer ties with any country that wants to. Speaking at the first ever China International Supply Chain Expo, China's premier said his country will continue to create an international and rule of law based business environment. Premier's speech comes amid calls over the past year from the U.S. and the European Union to de-risk their supply chains and reduce overdependence on China in certain sectors. The expo is Beijing's latest bid to increase foreign investment in China, which has dropped to historic lows.
More ships are streaming towards Ukraine's Black Sea ports and heading out loaded with grain, metals, and other cargo. This despite the threat of attack and mines. This is happening under a new shipping corridor that Ukraine's military was able to establish thanks in part to its naval drone program. The exports are giving a boost to the country's agriculture-dependent economy, and they're also bringing back a key source of affordable food for developing nations. The head of one of Ukraine's biggest agriculture producers and exporters says he's very positive about the future now because of this. He says 2 months ago it was completely unclear how to survive.
Suncor Energy has restarted its operation with the Terra Nova production, storage, and offloading vessels near the shores of Newfoundland and Labrador. So the company says the restart, it comes after it's finished work to extend the life of the project, with production expected to ramp up over the coming months. Suncor holds a 48% stake in the oil fields, which is located about 350 kilometers southeast of St. John's.
Amazon has now surpassed both UPS and FedEx in the States in home deliveries. Documents viewed by the Wall Street Journal show Amazon delivered more than 4.8 billion packages in the States before their Thanksgiving. The number expected to jump to around 5.9 billion packages by the end of the year. But the Wall Street Journal notes that Amazon's delivery numbers have not grown past FedEx or UPS when it comes to global shipping. An analyst at JP Morgan says while Amazon's one-way network makes deliveries faster, its pickup and delivery coverage just isn't at the same level. In the States, by the way, the U.S. Postal Service is still the top parcel service by volume.
Okay, so you're going to have to reach past some of those lighter jackets into the heavier kinds on the hook this morning.
Dig out the bin that has the mitts and the hats and the scarf, maybe boots,
yeah,
depending on where you are.
There you go. Brian has it all for you after this.
Traffic watch at 6:24 on this what is becoming now a snowy Tuesday morning. QEW east of Lake, nothing to see right there, really light. Actually, the road conditions are pretty good right there. That camera was just there, just decided to go walkabout. Here's the QEW east of 4th, that looks good. Sheridan, no problems as we advance to the 403 through Mississauga. Yeah, you can see a little bit of flurry activity through here. Now, those flurries are going to get heavy at times as we continue through the day today. As we check our temperatures right now, -6 for Hamilton, wind chill -13. So it's a cold start. -3 Toronto, -4 Grimsby, -5 into Mississauga. Now, as far as seasonals are concerned for this time of year, 4 for the daytime high, -3 for the overnight low, so below seasonal. And those are our sun times and our records for today. How about for school today? First bell this morning. We could get some snow squalls. It's going to be starting to come down a little heavier. -4 for the first bell, -3 for afternoon. Now, here's the long-range forecast. So today, about 5 centimeters for Hamilton. However, Brantford now has a snow squall warning in effect. They could get 10 to 20 centimeters of snow. That's how close the snow squalls are going to get to the Horseshoe today. But for Hamilton, 5 centimeters, 2 centimeters for Halton Peel, Toronto, a little bit more for Niagara as well. But -2 today, wind chill about -8. -7 tonight, wind chill -14. Tomorrow, another 2 to 4 centimeters and -1. But look what happens on Thursday. Sunny and 6. There goes the snow. 5 degrees and showers as we get into December. Sunny on Saturday, but showers move in for Sunday and Monday. That's your forecast. Annette, Tim.
Okay, thanks very much.
So the U.S. Transportation Security Administration, TSA as it's known, has released a highly anticipated new document. It's not about what you can or can't take on your flights.
It's the agency's 2024 Canine Calendar.
Hi, buddy.
Oh, it highlights working dogs across the United States. More than 1,000 explosive detection dogs are featured in it. And the cover dog is Dina, the winner of this year's Cutest Canine contest. The 3-year-old German short-haired pointer works at Harry Reid International Airport in Vegas. The calendar isn't just full of cute photos. There are also lots of dog facts, like, did you know, Tim, that a dog's nose is powerful enough to detect substances at concentrations of 1 part per trillion? So that's about the same as 1 drop of liquid in 20 Olympic-sized swimming pools.
I never have anything to hide. I just want to say that, but I do get nervous when I see the dogs at the airport.
I know.
I have nothing to hide.
Did I pick anything up on me?
I was just like, did I rub up against anything? No, I'm fine. I'm okay.
And I always I want so much to go and pet them, but I know you're not even supposed to look at them. So
you can't do that. Some of those pictures is like, why are you taking a picture of me? I'm working.
I'm working.
Hello.
I'm working.
Okay, lots going on today. Brian's going to be busy. Some issues on the roads of the Red Hill Parkway. Simone Gavros, there's a collision on that. We'll check in with her right after the break.